All right, so if you want to follow along, you can do it from your laptop, phone, whatever. You go to RateMyAgent.com. If you guys have any trouble, just raise your hand and Serena will come sit by you and help you with whatever you need. So if you go to RateMyAgent.com, nope, it's just RateMyAgent.com. I'm gonna log Dan out for right now, just so we're on the same page. And then once you get to RateMyAgent.com, click activate your free profile. So if you are an active agent with the MLS, you're official, your name should pop up here as soon as you start typing it. If it does not, raise your hand, let us know. We can help you out. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's a very good point, Lawrence. So if you are part of a team, look up or go under teams and offices. Now, it may not find your team depending on how you're set up. So in the event that it doesn't show up as a team, go ahead and log in, start your account as yourself, and we can contact RateMyAgent and they can help facilitate setting you up as a team. Yeah, because if you're going to work as a team, it's best for your SEO and everything to do everything together. Because for instance, if you're a team on Zillow or Realtor.com, the system will take a culmination of all your reviews, all your production, and it displays it to the end user. So, as a team, you have a team of, people with 5 transactions, that looks a lot more impressive when it's, 25 instead of 5. And then what happens is in the event that you do leave the team, your reviews go with you. So, and that's with pretty much any platform that allows teams. So once you've gotten your name, you hit click here. I've already created the account, so I can log in. Yes, so then go ahead and claim profile. Now it's going to want to do a verification. So you can verify by phone or email, depending on. So if you click on verify by phone. So let's do this. Well, we're going to create one. Oh, wow, let's get the wrong profile. Okay. Oh, yeah, I could get that. Okay. So then I'm going to go to email and go find the code. And then you just enter in your code, hit verify code, and then it will log you in. So once you verified it, you just have to go through and set up your profile. Does anybody have had any trouble or? Okay, so that's okay. We're gonna record the session, so you can go through it once you're activated and go through the process. It's really easy. And then also too, I was telling Serena about this. They have some training, and the trainer is kind of she's in her own lane in a sense, but she may be off-putting at first, but she's actually really funny. But they're short little clips where they'll go through individual items. And another thing about the Rate My Agent platform is recently they're doing agent awards. So they have agent of the year based on your reviews. So it's a whole nother layer of where you can be competitive. And if you win that, it's another accolade, like, getting a Hall of Fame and such, and you can promote yourself with that. So it's kind of nice. That's just if you want to change the color of the background, that allows you to do so.
Just fine, but how can I just not?
Just click continue at the bottom. Yeah, it's giving you the option to change around the colors, but you don't have to, and you can always customize everything later. No, so through CRMLS, there's no fee for Rate My Agent on a monthly basis for their basic subscription. That's covered with your dues. So it's one of the value added. So what they're offering is, like with anything that's free, they're always going to dangle a carrot. So this is free, but if you want to do this, so what they're offering here is their plus package, which they'll give you a trial. I think it's something like 50 something a month, but it gives you, and you don't have to do it now, but it allows you to post to all the social networks. It has a component for promotion. It's, it's just like, added features that you don't necessarily need right now, especially if you're just starting, but they could be valuable to you later on. Yes. Right. So what you're looking at is they're showing you the different templates of what's set up for different instances. They're not based on your listings. Okay. That's in another section. So it's just showing you if you, right. It's going to pull in your listing, but it's giving you the options. Yes. Yes. All right. Yes. All right. Come on, computer, not today. Come on. Okay, now we're back. All right. So the first part, which you may have already gone through, is a profile setup. It pulls your photo. There's a background. You can change the background color if you want. Your next step is going to be, it's going to show you your templates. So this is what they will look like. Review post, new listing, just sold. I'm gonna go continue. So now we're at social media setup. So at this point, you need to know your logins for Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. If you already saved them on your computer, you can hit connect. If you haven't set it up yet, it's okay. You can just kind of follow along and maybe watch this when you're ready and then go through the process. It's very straightforward. It's just a matter of logging in, making sure you have the right profile, and then allows the system to interact with it. So when you're done, you can just go in and I'll show you, you find a review, and then you can post across all the platforms at once. So right now I'm connected to my Facebook. So let's see how this interacts. Okay, I'm gonna hit connect on Facebook. Hopefully it will pop up. This computer is having a little bit of a morning right now. Okay. Bear with me a second. Chrome is having an issue, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the Microsoft product. Thanks for bearing with me here. I think this computer wants me to use this browser instead. Okay. So, and started. Okay, so when you click on Facebook, it should go to prompt you to log into Facebook. And then, of course, you're going to get to factor authentication where, yeah, you should be, yeah, it should be the same. If not, you can use. Okay, cool. And then for the two-factor authentication, the easiest thing is to go into your Facebook app on your phone or your iPad. It'll say unrecognized device. Click continue, admit that it's you, and then this code will go away. You may run into this with a multitude of things, so you'll get used to it and know that that's the workaround. There we go. I'm going to block. I'm going to continue. And then right now, because I have my Instagram account and my Facebook accounts combined under one account, I can pick all of my business accounts. So I'm going to use Eric Duncan Tech Coach, and then I'm going to go next. Next is going to ask me which Facebook business pages I want to attach to this system. So most people are going to have one and one. If you have not created your business page on Facebook yet, it's okay. You can go back to this later. I'm going to go ahead and choose Eric Duncan Real Estate. I'm going to go next. So at this point, it's going to, you can dictate what you allow their platform to do. I allowed to do everything because I'd like to be able to manage it. Yes, sir.
When I'm trying to connect Instagram, it says you need to upgrade your account. Is there a way to upgrade the account to subscription? Because I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, it's telling you have to upgrade. Well, that's oh, so what I think you do is there's a limitation to how many networks you can connect with the basic account.
Okay.
So yeah, you would, if you would, you could go in and upgrade it. It would allow you to add as many as you'd like. Yeah, that's yeah, 100%. That's a very good question. I'm going to say yes to all these because I don't have any reservations about it. So I'm going to click done. And now the systems are going to automatically link all of those accounts. And you do get, I think you get 3. So if you have more accounts that you want to connect, like TikTok, Twitter, and such, then at that point, you'll want to upgrade this. I'm going to go ahead and do LinkedIn as well. Twitter, I'm not so worried about. Let's see if I can remember my password. Nope. 1 second.
Where are we at?
We are adding networks. So I'm going to add LinkedIn right now,
Oh,
but I
cool.
couldn't remember my LinkedIn password. I'm like, that's the one I didn't change. Oh, that's why. So again, you're going to give it permission to create, modify, use your name, use your photo. Don't need to have that saved. Hit allow. So now I'm linked up. I didn't link Twitter. I don't think it's really that important unless you're really into politics. So at this point, it's going to let you know if you do have a listing or a transaction under your belt, it'll pop up automatically and say you can get a review from this. If you don't, it's okay. You will. And then you have send your client a review me link. Now, as new agents, you can ask for reviews from anybody you want. So you can ask reviews from your parents, your friends, your family, and they can give you a review and you can start with that. You can't attach it to a listing per se, but you can at least, some reviews are better than no reviews. So keep that in mind, because your reviews are important not only for your reputation, but they're also the best thing to have for lead generation. And then in addition to that, they're important to your local SEO. So the more reviews you have, the better your SEO is going to be, because think about it, it's literally a promotion about you that people will talk about, comment on, and share. Again, because you're getting something free, they're going to bug you all the time. There's never been a better time to start your 14-day trial, 2 months free for Lite or Pro. So just to show you, this is what it looks like. And just FYI, this is not my company. I don't get a portion of the sales from it. In fact, the platform that I do have interest in, I gave an agent a refund and told her we're going to use this because she had so many transactions in her belt that this is a better platform for her. So this is how much I like this product now, because they've added a lot of features that really put it above everybody else. So 19 bucks a month is nothing. And that gives you the ability to link all the accounts. Now, if you want to throw some major money at it, that I don't know about. I haven't tested that. I don't know. I feel a little weird about that. This is what I had my client that paid a full year for the other product that I told her to go into, and I actually paid for the rest of the year. That gives you templates for your social. So it's like Canva, but having a Canva artist give you a bunch of templates to use. It connects to your Google business profile, which, as we went over in Google, that's the best place to post things, because that's how you're going to affect your local SEO and your rankings when people search for you and the area that you work in. It makes the whole process of getting reviews very simple. You know how we talked about testimonial tree where you have to send a link and then do this and do that? This sends one email out, they fill out the review, and then it automatically populates to everywhere. And then it creates a landing page or a website from each one of your reviews. So they're not just looking at the review, they're looking at the property you sold and then all the comments around it. So again, it takes promoting you to a whole new level that doesn't require a lot of your time. So back to the actual platform. So if you it's off to the left, click on request. So again, if you don't have listings, or you're not going to see anything here yet. But if you do, you are going to see your past listings because it pulls from the MLS. So for instance, Dan sold a couple things. So right here, if I wanted to get reviews, I would click on get reviews, put in the client name, the email address, cell phone number, whether there's a seller or buyer. And if you did both, I would pick seller first, and then you can go back and add as a buyer. Template, they already have the templates in there for you. So I'm going to do seller request a new review. It automatically populates something. So if you're someone that doesn't really, you're not a writer and you get frustrated trying to come up copy, it's already in there for you. You don't have to think of what to say. It's done.
From the request reviews page?
Yes. So I went to get reviews, and then I went to request, and then I hit get reviews, and then it pulls up this field here, put in the information, and then I click preview email just to see what it would look like. Oh, it's going to make me actually do this. Okay. So
Sorry, how did you get it to choose the template? Because I did it right. It's
Oh.
completely blank.
oh, no worries. So I went here, click get reviews.
Yeah.
And then once I started typing, down here, if I click select template, oh, it's okay. It all kind of flows together. I'm going to say buyer. I'll put in my email address. You don't have to put the cell phone in. If you're worried that you want to protect your client's interest, you don't have to put that in. It's for your own information. We have buyer requesting a new review. Here's my template. I can go in here and edit it as I need to. I can also click on manage templates, and then you can create your own template. So if you do have something to say, or you have a way of talking, then you can go ahead and create custom templates for either your buyers or sellers, investors, or what have you. And it's pretty straightforward. Review request. You call it, my template. And then
Like, hey, it's been a long time since we've chatted.
I know it's like,
Yeah.
I know I sold your house in 1997, but I would love that review from you because I was just driving past it and I was wondering how you're doing.
Yeah.
It's honest. It may be off-putting, but you never know. People are drawn to different personalities. That's why, you can be in an office, work the same area, and some people will gravitate towards you, and it is personal. It's a personality. It's not what you offer necessarily. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to go back over to request again. And right here, I can go add property. So let's just say my property is not in there. So let's go find one. Let's see. And Lawrence and Adrian, you know this property, 43 Winter Mist. All right, is it going to come up? Okay, here we go. Allow. Sold. So and go next. So here I can go and actually put pictures and put a property in there. Now, theoretically, you could make up a property, put that in here. I'm not advising you do so. I'm just telling you the system would allow you to do that. I'm not going to go through that process, but it's no more difficult than adding a listing to the MLS. You add pictures, you put in the description, sale price, dates, and then now you have a listing under your profile. But again, be careful, because if you decide to pick a listing that another agent had sold, you're going to be in violation and you're going to get in trouble and you're going to mull your reputation. So just, yeah, I'm not one to tell you what not to do, but
I sold it for you, but Winnie the Pooh.
yeah, I mean, I don't want to, yeah. So think about that. There are ways to, leverage the system in your, so that's that process. And that's one way of doing it. There are other ways of getting listings in here. Import. So this is what's really cool. You can gather and import reviews from other platforms, but you have to link your accounts. So we're going to go to linked accounts from here. So I went to get reviews. I went to import, and I come to this screen, and hopefully it comes up for me. I love and appreciate you, internet. Please continue to work. Okay, there we go. So once you get here, it's going to have the robot, sad robot. We can't find any reviews. So we're going to go to linked accounts. So I'm going to click on linked accounts, and it should take you to this page. So this gentleman back here in the back, I'm sorry, what's your name, sir? Sam. Okay. So this is where you get the unlock with 14-day trials, because they'll allow you to connect to Google, Zillow, but they want you to pay to play to do Facebook. Yeah. So Google profile. Yes, we could do that. Let's connect to Google, because we all should have Google profiles if we took the Google class. This account is currently disabled. So I'm going to click enable. I'm going to click sign in now. Oh, I can be Jim. That's kind of cool. I'm going to be Dan for right now. And I'm going to check this checkbox because I want it to edit, create, and delete my Google business listings. I'll click continue. All right. So Dan's isn't connected to his account, so I'm going to connect it for him. So this step right now, you're not going to run into unless you do not have a Google account. And if you do, you can follow along. I'm gonna say yes, I'm gonna go next. And if you haven't memorized it already, 40/40. Next. Is this your business? Nope. Yes. And next. And skip. Nope. And yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I won't, because it's a new one. It won't let me do it. So yeah, if you put an address and a phone number and it's attached, then it'll let you verify by text, which is nice.
Yeah.
So we're gonna, oh, okay. We're killing some trees, but I think Google can afford it.
They should.
Okay, so again, you guys have seen this. I don't want to bore you with how to set up a Google profile for the 100th time. So skip. Nope, keep my credit. Yeah, I know that. Thank you very much. Okay. So now that we've done that, we should be able to attach our file. There we go. Now it's happy. So if you've successfully linked your Google profile, it should show up here, whatever your Google page is, one link location. This says verification required because it's a new page, but yours should not. Are you all able to successfully connect to your Google accounts? Or did anybody have any trouble? Okay, excellent. So
Like Google account auto address.
it's whatever your Google page is attached to. It could be either account. So, and it's okay. Yeah. Cause you can also go in and transfer one to the other if you want to keep them organized, but it's okay. It can get confusing though.
Just not the first email, just trying to log in.
Yeah. So when you're connecting Google accounts, you want it and you have a Google page, it's whatever account you created that Google page under. It may not be your first team account. It may be your own personal. It's totally fine. As long as you can log in, then you have no issues whatsoever. Yeah, that's what's important. So I don't know anybody that uses Real Satisfied yet, but you could connect to that. Zillow. If you have not claimed your Zillow profile already, go ahead. Every active agent has a Zillow account. So, and you may not have it already set up, and that's totally okay. If you want to go through that together, I can do that with you. I'm going to attach mine.
That's perfect. So I was gonna ask that. I know this is-
Yeah,
She has a Zillow's on her too.
yeah. So
Here.
yeah, so for you guys, what I would do is this, and we can sit down offline it and talk about it. I would attach it to hers and then go in and create a team, add you to the team, and that way it's combined, but then you have her history and together, you look mean and lean because you have all of that history. And that,
Team, not Zillow, find
well,
out.
yeah, they will. So for right now, I would go ahead and just add Adrian for right now. But then when you go into Zillow and actually create the team, then it'll still work in the same manner, only it'll focus on a team rather than just her individually. You're welcome. Very good question. So obviously I'm not Dan, but we're doing a culmination of things and I'm going to undo all of this stuff after we're done. I just, I work with a lot of agents, and if I don't want to know your password unless I absolutely have to, because I think that's a private thing that you should keep to yourself. Okay, so now we've successfully linked Zillow. Google profile we have, but that profile is not ready to go. And then I can connect account. Now, there are some other ways to connect this, but they're not showing up here because this is the basic account. There's a plugin to actually pull from Testimonial Tree, which is the first platform we talked about last week. It probably doesn't matter a lot for you newer guys, but for the people that have been in the business or have been at First Team for many years, that gives the ability to pull from all of those old reviews and actually pull them into this platform. And what I'll show you once we get into the semantics of how to link the two together, you'll see the value in it. So earlier I showed you templates. If you click under templates under collect, this will allow you to go in and look at all of the templates, create new templates.
So where like a new agent would go and ask for a review from a family member.
Yeah.
Something like, hey.
I'm starting out.
Yeah,
Could you do me a favor?
Yeah,
And
John took me all over the place.
Mhm.
There's so many properties. I just so appreciate the professionalism.
Yeah, yeah.
That thing.
yeah, so I'm gonna go up to dashboard, and this is best place to go if you get lost. And I'm gonna go to my reviews, and then I'm going to go down to get reviews under collect, and I'm gonna go to request. And then I'm gonna move this thing that's always in my way. And where were we here? Request. Here reviews. There was. That's. You're right. Okay.
Look at all those reviews.
There's only 9 in there.
I think- Is it, I thought I saw it up at the top. Not the left. Is that where you can do add existing reviews? Or is that, or is it half the associated property?
No, it didn't. That's why I'm kind of amiss because it was just right there. Bear with me here. It's in there. Request. Of course, upgrade.
I mean, I guess they could get a review at Google and it would just automatically be pulled in.
It does because
right?
with the
But, yeah,
yeah, no, there was literally a way to do it. Let me.
okay. And or Facebook if you're paying for it.
Okay. Link.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Cool.
So just to go over the FAQs, I already have a review from another website. So import existing reviews. That's we were at here. I can click on this. And this is a Zillow review, just showing you as an example. And I'm going to go find the property address. So I know the property address for this because I sold it. Right. And it can't find it, of course. Okay. So then I'm going to add a property. So how would you do that? Because
Because that was from the link that you just got.
yeah, so when you're doing it that way, you do have to attach it to a property.
Mhm.
However, yeah,
Can't find, can't find a property. Yeah, I guess just tell them to review at Google because with Google, you don't have to attach it to a property. Right?
yeah, I would probably do that for right now. And
Yeah.
then let's see if we can import them from Google. I don't think it'll let me.
Well, just because right now it's just not fully set up.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to skip to the posting part and then we'll go back to adding a new review without a property. But if I go under Google profile and I go to Google Posts,
Mhm.
I can go ahead and set it to share my my reviews from all the platforms to my Facebook business page, to my Twitter, to my LinkedIn, and I can set up the frequency, whether it's daily, weekly, or never. You can set a time and also day of the week.
I love this part.
So just
This is the best.
yeah, so just FYI, I started doing this with Gather Up, but same concept. Also several other clients just posting reviews, and these reviews are old reviews.
Mhm.
And I've gotten so much like people commenting, people, hey, what are you doing? Let's go to lunch. Like literally, it's the equivalent of door knocking and cold calling all in one from just having the system do this. So
People are excited about your success.
yeah, and they want to share because this thing, the news is mainly depressing. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's good.
So again, I'm not selling this, but you know, to pay to play, if you go upgrade, then you can do the same thing on Instagram and Google profile.
Look at that Instagram. And Google.
Also, this is also not just for reviews. If you have a listing, you can promote it through here because it's a real estate channel. It's another Zillow, only they're not trying to steal your business because they don't sell real estate.
Mhm.
But Zillow used to be a long time ago. So in the same manner, you can push out your new listing across all your platforms from here. You don't have to do it individually. You don't have to get Hootsuite. You don't have to use any of that. You can
Right. none of the other stuff that
you do it all here.
layer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's all here.
And then the best part, your solds when you've sold, when your team members have sold. That's the thing. If you have a team account, you can cross promote the team. So if one of you sells something, you go across all your platforms that it's sold. So if your team is 20 people, that's 20 times the exposure of every sold, every for sale, every review. Yes.
For the banking, can they promote our listing?
Yes. So part of the agreement with the MLS is we can cross promote each other's properties. So your listing will show up on Coldwell Banker's website. It'll show up on everybody's website the same reason you could show their listings on your website. That's why remember when we were talking about landing pages in KV Core, I would tell you if you're doing an open house, create your own landing page. That way the leads go to you. So that's part of the internet agreement to cross market. Now there's certain things you can't, you can't make a flyer and say this is my listing, because now you're in violation, but you can promote it and you can share it. So any questions on this portion of it? It's pretty straightforward, and I appreciate the system's, pretty simple to move around in.
When you advertise,
Yes. Yes.
do you have to, let's say,
If you are sharing the link from either CRMLS or your website that has IDX enabled, the footer of that link will show the broker and record and the listing agent. So as long as that's visible, then you're in compliance. But let's just say you went to an open house, you took a bunch of pictures and you put on Instagram, hey, this listing is 1.9 million, blah, 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 and you don't mention the agent. Now you're in violation, because that could be perceived as you're promoting it as your listing, which you cannot do. So just to be safe, always use the link either from your website or the MLS, but it needs to have the broker of record and the listing agent's information in it. Not necessarily their contact information, but just to see, this listing is by Coldwell Banker, by such and such. Of course, very good question. So again, if you don't, like with anything, if you don't upgrade it, well, you could do this and you could do this and you could do this and you could do this. So
oh my goodness.
yeah, so bear with it. So I'm going to go down to social media manager. And this is very similar to where we just were, where you can go in and it's the same place. Okay. So you're going to see that too. You may run into the same thing under the same heading. They're just doing it in case you can't find it. So this is the same for sale reviews, and you can set those up at your disposal. So I took their training before I did this training, but the trainer is really an odd bird, but very entertaining. And she asked, she's like, hey, does anybody know what a widget is? And she said, a little tiny person that goes after your shoes. And she started laughing, and then she's like a happy dance. So I'm not that animated, but a widget is just, it's a tool that shows a portion of a website on another platform. So you can set up a widget in here that you can use. Let's just say you have a WordPress website because you're super techie, or if you have it, if you do have a KV Core website as a first team agent, you can create a custom page. And now, right now, you already have one that shows your testimonials under. Let me just show you rather than describe it blindly.
It actually takes you to the testimonial tree.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
what I was thinking is, if you wanted to, you could create another one
Right.
just called Rate My Agent or whatever have you.
True.
So under your site, if you go under your agent profile, Where are the testimonials?
Well, yeah, sometimes they don't. but
Yes.
You have a choice not to show them.
Yeah.
So.
Does,
you might not-
does
you
Lindsay have hers?
Yes, I think so.
Is it 1E or 2Es?
Yeah, 2 easy. That's Lindsay Lane.
Oh, that's right.
You can even just go to lindsaylane.com.
I think we'll just do that.
Lindsay.com.
Damn it. Okay. So then your agent, oh, here we go, testimonials. So by default, everybody has a testimonials page. You may not have anything in it yet. So again, because you're new agents, testimonial tree is where you want to put in those referral, the reviews you're getting from your friends and family that you showed property to. They may not have bought anything yet, but they can do your reviews because they will show up here. Testimonial tree is the only platform that allows you to enter in your own reviews without having any sort of validation to a property or a transaction. So keep that in mind. You can,
Also Google.
and Google as well. Yeah, you can put in, you can get reviews on Google that aren't necessarily attributed to a listing.
You could get reviews from title, escrow.
Yeah.
You know, pleasure to work with these folks.
The only thing they're required to do is log into their Gmail account. But from there, your butcher, everybody that you know, if you really wanted to build a bunch of reviews from people that aren't your clients because you've already exhausted that, buy a book of Starbucks cards or Target cards and then be like, hey, give me a review. Here's $10 to go spend at Target. It may get you like 2 things because of inflation so high, but
Yeah, but like anybody you've worked with, like you've had whoever you've had a business
Mhm.
relationship with,
Yeah.
you could ask them, hey,
the gardener, the mechanic, your doctor, your dentist.
well, yeah, all your vendors that you promote.
Yeah.
Like, hey, use my contractor, use,
Mhm.
and say, hey, we'd love to write a review for you guys. You guys do good work or whatever,
Especially starting out, like I've got 3 reviews that recently that they ended up buying out of state.
Mhm.
Like, I didn't help.
Yeah. But that's a great situation because they'll feel a little guilty and now they feel great because I helped you, even, I gave you value for your time, and that itself is a testament itself. Doesn't matter.
Right.
And keep that in mind. Again, I said this before, Google, focus on that. This is a platform to market and promote your reviews. So it's not necessarily you have to do everything in here. Get your reviews on Google until you have some transactions. But once you get going, then you can manage them all from the Rate My Agent dashboard rather than having to rely on. Yeah. And even if you, reliability.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, yeah.
Yeah. And no, they can be out of area. They could have been, in other industries. Maybe you were an architect before, or, in different industry, you can still use those reviews here. So what I wanted to show you is with a widget, this is a testimonial tree widget that shows all the reviews of testimonial tree on your KV Core First Team website. You can do the same thing with Rate My Agent as well. And this is the code for it. So you would hit email code and then email, and then you could give that to a freelancer or IT, and they could add this dashboard to your website, because every KV Core website has a kind of like a freehand page that you can add, and it could be whatever you want it to be. So the benefit of this is their testimonial platform is more visual. It's more like using, it looks like Zillow versus just here are my testimonials and that's it. So keep that in mind, and that is something you can do at no cost with your light subscription that you all already have. So they have something called listing report. We have that for it's already branded the company. This is kind of one of those situations where you have a Costco membership and a Sam's Club. What do you want to use? Personally, I like the one in First Team. I think it defines a company and does a better job of presenting what we are as a company. And I think it's a step above what this is, but you can look at this. There's a sample report you can take a look at. If for whatever reason you like it better, you can use that as well. And you can tell it's not a real page because look at how all the pictures are like overly saturated.
Yeah.
So you can tell their marketing department did this.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then you can tell by the prices too. Look at that. But that's, you know, that's available to you as well. And then lastly, well, not second to last, second, is Promoter. So what Promoter is, it's a digital marketing tool that allows you to advertise. So think of Property Boost or boosting a post on Facebook or Instagram. This is their version of it. So using a promoter campaign, it will take your reviews and maybe your current listings, your past sales, and pushes it out to their network of people. Because think, you know, remember again, Rate My Agent is like another Zillow. They're not at that level. They could be, but they have buyers and sellers that are on there looking at property as well. So this allows you to promote to that market. And, you know, pretty much all promotions, good promotions. So that's an option as well. The cost is depends on your situation, but that's available as well. And I won't go into details because you could review that yourself and kind of determine what you're comfortable with. What's kind of new is what's kind of cool is, again, Rate My Agents trying to be, you know, another Zillow. So they have awards. So based on your production and your reviews, they choose an agent of the year and they have a whole awards thing. And then you can view the winners. If it comes up, maybe not. Oh, there it goes. So let's see, who was agent of the year? Luann Chicago. Yes.
What I noticed
Mhm.
is that reviews that aren't in the house,
Yes.
you can't.
No.
It's asking for an actual home.
Yeah. So
You have to have, like, do they even write a review on Rate My Agent if they haven't bought it?
no.
No, they can't.
So then,
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. And again, good point. I forgot to mention that.
Mhm.
So
And
that's
and honestly, probably in their algorithm, it's not at the same level as being linked to a house. And it certainly wouldn't necessarily count towards these awards, but at least you're getting reviews. You know, it's just, you gotta have some reviews, for
It's just a
sure.
thought to put seven on Rate My Agent link.
Right.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Send them a Google.
send them the Google
Uh,
link. Yeah.
And unless you have a really good friend that maybe they're a builder and they have some addresses that you can use, then you might be able to, but again, this is a gray area. I'm not advocating, but there's ways to manipulate technology that I will not be held responsible for. The one last thing I wanted to talk about, when you do win agent of the year, you get press. They go to your local news, they throw you on the news. So again, it's kind of a cool thing. If you're planning on having a killer year and getting a lot of reviews, you can get free airtime and they promote you throughout the year as agent of the year. So any questions? I know we did the normal bouncing all over the place. Yes, sir. Mhm. As far as the name of the, I would use obviously your name. You could be the area that you're in. You could use First Team. You want to use one or the other because you want to have a tie-in to something. You could also be top realtor. You could, if you're farming a specific area, you could be first name, last name, that area. So yeah, just think of, you want to be SEO friendly with your name and also your description. So it's always best if you're going to work a certain area or maybe a certain target audience. So if you want to be luxury or coastal, then have that in your name and then also have that in your description. Oh, of course, of course. That's really it for Rate My Agent. So definitely take a look at it, mess around with it. If you have any questions, I'm always available. Shoot me an email or a text. Happy to answer any questions or help you do whatever we can to help you build out your business. So thank you for joining us, and stay tuned next week for more fun. All right, Blair. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, see you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, Blair.
Okay, bye.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day.